Hello, everyone. Alrighty. Alrighty. Oh, I should have that done. Alrighty. Hi, I'm Republican. Are you a boy or a girl? I'm a girl. You've been commenting on my live streams a lot. You know I'm a girl. You've been following the channel for a minute now. Don't pretend like you're new when I literally recognize your username. Come on now. Be an honest interlocutor or don't interlocute at all. Wait, what? Be an honest interlocutor or don't interlocute at all, I think is what I was trying to say. What's up, King Bugs? Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I've been thinking about doing more desktop streams, which obviously that was part of the plan anyway, but I've been thinking about doing more gaming incorporated desktop streams, because I had a lot of fun playing games with you guys the other day, and I feel like I would probably have a lot of fun doing it again. And I really want to find a good server cluster on Arc Ascended and start streaming Arc while we talk about political content and stuff like that. And while I do call-ins, that'd be exciting. Arc is not trash. Arc is amazing. Arc is so fun. Hello, Arya. Holy Glazers. Aw, Netherlam, are you sad that I got an audience and you don't? Although, not that there's much to prove it. There's only 4 people in here right now. But hopefully, the view count will grow as the algorithm picks up on what we're doing over here. We've got lots of stuff we can talk about, but it is up to you guys in chat to give us good topics to argue about. We can talk about how Trump has managed to worsen the issues with the reflecting pool. We can talk about how the U.S. is currently re-entering the holy war that Trump has been touting our exit from for the last couple of weeks. Talk about anything you want. Everyone liked the stream. Everyone liked the stream. Indeed, you should hit the like button. It really does help. And I appreciate it a lot. I bet you're gay. You would do yourself a really big favor if you could just learn how to spell the word your in the context in which you just used it. Every time you write an insult like that, it tells the person that you're trying to insult that you're a moron who isn't even really worth responding to unless you're going to correct their bad spelling. He got sniped for saying people being nice or glazing. Yeah, 100%. Like, what is it your business if people are being nice to me or not? Like, what? Like, why is it your concern to be worried and policing the glazers? Frankly, but 2, it's like whatever. I don't know. I personally probably wouldn't have timed somebody out just for that, but it is kind of annoying when I literally know that Netherland. And here's why I think it was justified, because King Bugs heard me, or whoever timed them out, heard me say that Netherland was a regular here that is pretending not to know me so that they can try and reawaken the same gender theory argument that we have every single time I stream. Not every single time, I guess, but it's something we talk about a lot here, and, well, can't imagine why. But, in order to do that, he's got to pretend like he doesn't know me, and like they don't know that I'm a girl. And that kind of thing pisses me off, because it's just, I don't know how else to put it, it's bad faith. I feel like at this point, the word got used by enough people that I can say it and not sound like Jamie Darkey. Or Jamie Darkay, or however her name was supposed to be pronounced. The Hopium Dim. Whatever, man. I don't remember what the fuck she was going by last time she was on YouTube. Why are so many people getting timed out? I don't know. I guess I'll look to see what's going on, but I doubt that lots of people aren't getting timed out that don't deserve it. I doubt very seriously. Let's just see. Let's just see. Nope. A Jesus spammer. Do a push-up spammer. You're a wannabe woman, huh? Interesting. What about me makes me a wannabe woman? What definition of woman excludes me but includes every single cisgender woman? I'll give you a hint. It's a trick question. There is no definition of woman that excludes trans women and also includes every cis woman. It's a kind of ambiguous definition that biologists don't really use, and even the distinction male and female is not really that useful in advanced biology. It's most useful in very basic biology when you are trying to teach people the basics by which sexual reproduction happens, but it's not actually super useful if you want to understand like epigenetics and human behavior over the years, and even like broader mammalian behavior and social trends and everything. It's just not all that useful a distinction. And transphobes run into an issue when they want to start defining women by their chromosomes or by their gamete size or by the possession or lack of a pussy. Because there are conditions by which cisgender women can be born without either of those things and still live their lives as women that that person would accept as a woman. I wonder, wonder, ooh, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love? I'm trying to figure out something here. Let's see here. Sorry, the reason I wasn't talking for a few minutes is because I was trying to figure out exactly what I need to do on my channel's community Discord. Well, I say community Discord. It's not actually set up as a community Discord, quote unquote. But you get what I mean. Like the Discord server for this community. I was looking at the settings, trying to see like exactly what I need to do to make it useful for what I want to do. Because I'm thinking maybe I might want to do some call-ins tonight. Because, like, the problem is when we have these little text debates, right? Me and you in chat. Those of you who are super oppositional with me. You get to say whatever the fuck you want. And you feel very little inhibition. Because you're in an environment that kind of allows you to get away with that in a way that you really wouldn't be able to or wouldn't feel able to over voice. And that really does make me want to start doing more call-ins. The only way I can do that is either rent a call-in studio line, which means learning how a new app works and figuring all that out, or I can just start inviting mofos to my server again. I think I know what to do. See, I think if I set up a voice room that is just big enough for me and one other person, I think there's a way for me to set that up to where I can choose who I add to it. That might be the best idea. I also do my best thinking when baked. I cannot comprehend anything but my own thoughts, so I automatically win the debate. What now? What now? What are you gibbering about? Okay, let's see here. Create channel voice. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure this out, and I know it's not the most compelling content live, but if I get it figured out now, then that increases our capabilities in the future. Why do people want her to do a push-up? I guess because I'm fat and they think I can't, and they're right, and I don't care. Why would I give a shit what anybody thinks about me being able or unable to do a fucking push-up? Why would that bother me one bit? Okay, let's see here. Who can access... Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think I finally know what I need to do. Let's see here. Roles, there we go. So, the reason why this is taking so long is because last time we did something like this, I didn't have the security settings set up right in the server, and so I don't know, some other server, some other community was able to raid it, and they were able to fuck up a ton of it, and I undid the worst of the damage when that happened, but it pissed me off so much that I did as much as I could that night, and went to sleep pissed off. But now I'm calm and I'm fine and I can do it, but it's just going to take me a while. So I'm like sitting here deleting all these stupid ass roles that were created needlessly and stupidly, surreptitiously. Yeah, I don't know why people get so tripped out about bans. It's literally whatever, dude. If you get banned for 10 seconds, just come back in 10 seconds and have a better attitude. I don't know. Figure out what you were doing that was wrong and maybe don't do that again. The easiest way to get banned around here is spamming. No fucking do a push-up. That's stupid as shit. Nobody wants to read it. Nobody wants to see it. Everybody knows I'm fat. Nobody cares that I can't do a push-up, okay? Jesus saves. Jesus loves you. That's spam. Gone. Okay? That type of stuff is the easiest way to get banned around here, and outside of that, we don't really ban that many people. I have a standard around here. Readable, original, and interesting. And we let a lot of shit slide under that banner. Now, there's things I'm gonna start cracking down on here more because I've started to realize how much YouTube's algorithm pays attention to what's going on in your chat. But there's no like content necessarily that I feel like I've got to be, you know, like I feel like I can debate pretty much anybody on pretty much anything that I disagree with them on. So hit me with your worst, please. I bet your guitar is out of tune. It probably is, but you know what's great about that? You see what that is? Yeah. You know what they call that? It's a tuner. You know what that does? You press the on button, and then you pluck a string, and then it tells you how out of tune it is, and then you use the little key on the end of the guitar. You twist it to make it tighter or more loose. But my friend, I think that you knew this already. Listen, I can't help it that it takes so damn long to fucking undo all this shit. Listen, it ain't my fault, okay? Although I wonder if it would get any faster if I connected to Wi-Fi. Because I do have a Wi-Fi extender. What's the point of having it if I'm not going to use it, right? Man, this is taking forever. Phoebe, you gotta do a Trump voice and overuse, quite frankly, while paraphrasing spam comments. Bet. Peak content on that alone. I can't find my other sock. Quite frankly, it's a very big issue. It's not available. I can't find it anywhere, folks. The Democrats have stolen my sock. What did you just say, Matt? Let me just see here. Let me save this. Go back, go over here. Would you like me to fix it if it's on your Discord? Please. There's a million new roles. Yeah, I am going to mod you over on the Phoebe Discord, Matt, because you are a trustworthy fellow. So I'm going to do that. Let's see here. Roles. Members. Matt. Edit roles. Can I not make you a mod? Oh, that doesn't seem accurate. That doesn't see... Let's see here. I feel like I should be able to... Let me see here. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Why can't I change none of this shit? Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. So the reason I'm having so much trouble now, Matt, is because I don't know exactly what permission I have. Okay, so that's literally just an aesthetic thing. This is what gives me... Is this what gives me the things? Administrator. Okay. So all of us are admins. So why can't I change that? I'm so confused. No, it's fine. I don't know why I can't. um, okay, yeah, I can't figure out why. I have no idea, Matt, why the fuck I can't add people to the default admin role on the Discord, but whatever. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna make a new role. Let's see here. I want it to have a cool name. I want you guys to have a cool name. Acolyte. Alrighty. Alright, well that's enough to start us off with. Okay, Matt, if you're still around, I have made you a like a managing moderator basically over on the community server, the one we were chatting on earlier. So yeah, help me delete all these needless new roles. They need to be gone. All of them must be deleted. That's the first step to getting this all sorted out. So after we get this sorted out, then I can go through, review all the security things and all the like permissions, make sure that like the main thing I want is to make sure that someone has to number one, they need to verify in the text chat that they are a real person. Like somehow. like before they're given any like permissions that allow them to explore the other areas of the server. So that's something I'm gonna have to get figured out. In fact, I think now that I've got you on that, I'm gonna figure this other thing out. Let's see here. Welcome. Alrighty, so I just sent the message in the welcome channel. So now I just need to check your DMs. Can I call you on stream? Okay, yes, Matt, call me on stream.
Okay, so as soon as I delete a role, my Discord either removes my role or I deleted my own role somehow.
Okay, let me see here. Let me see here. Let's see, Matt. There we go. Oh, it did.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know why it did that. That's real weird.
Maybe it's like a thing where Discord's like, oh, this brand new person just got a role, and it's, you know. It's
Oh, I think you deleted. I think you deleted the role I created to give you admin powers.
But it was just called like the basic generic role tag. You didn't name it. I didn't know I deleted it.
Well, I mean, I did name it though. I named it Ghastly Acolyte. That's weird. I wonder why it got deleted. Because I didn't delete it.
Called new role or whatever. It was just a.
Well, yeah, all the ones that say new role, I didn't create. None of those I created. The role that I just created a second ago has for some reason been deleted, so I'm recreating it now.
Weird. Kind of where Discord did it automatically.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wrote this is like watching a boomer try to learn email for the first time.
Yeah, it is. And I ain't even gonna lie. I agree. It kind of is like that. But, you know, what are you gonna do?
Come on, being good at computers is all that our generation is good for.
Yeah, right? Okay, I recreated it and you have the role now. It's called
Alright, let's
Ghastly
try not to.
Acolyte.
Okay, let's try not. I hopefully they won't. I don't know. I'll just be more careful. I'll see what. Okay, server settings, roles. That's the acolyte. Okay, I see it. Okay, can I move it upwards? Alright, I'll just be careful not to delete it. Delete. Okay, we're good. I must have just deleted it on accident.
Do what? I'm so sorry.
Oh, I said we're good now. I'm deleting them successfully.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know why it would have did that. That actually worries me a little bit, but whatever. I'm gonna see about what I need to do here for. Let's see here. So let's see. Everyone can view channels. Everyone can create, invite, change nickname, send messages, and create posts. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. And then for viewer, what do we have for permissions? View channels, manage channels, create expressions. No. No. Definitely not. Okay, yeah. View auto log, cool. That's fine. Create invite, create nickname, manage nicknames. No. No. Send messages and create posts. Send messages, create public threads, private threads, embed links.
So was this just not configured correctly and somebody got permission somehow?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. When okay, so it was friend of the channel Gemma that made this server. I'm gonna look away from the screen for a minute because I got to her. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Well, hopefully my channel can still hear you. Okay. Hopefully the people can. I'm gonna hold you over here. Anyway, so when it got rated. It was originally a server that friend of the channel Gemma had made for all of our use and love and adoration, and I guess she wasn't really expecting it to get rated or anything because it was not set up like super high security or anything. Literally, it had like the lowest level of server security enabled, so you could like do anything you wanted as soon as you joined the server. Now I've got it set up to where you have to be a member for 10 minutes before you can even send a text, send anything in the text or send any files or anything.
Right. Now, wait.
Do what? You just cut out hella bad.
So what you need is a Discord bot.
Yeah, probably. No, I mean, almost certainly, yeah. What's the chat doing? I'm surprised I've got this many viewers hanging out. Who are we talking to? We were talking to friend of the channel, Matt Blank. Mod in here. You've talked to Matt. We all know him. Matt P, I think. Matt something. You know Matt. Good old Matt.
But yeah, if you want to restart the stream or do whatever you're gonna do, I could just do this. It's not a big deal.
No, I mean, at this point, I feel like, in for a penny, in for a pound. It's been fucking 30 minutes of me sitting here fucking with this. I feel like at this point, it's kind of a hybrid stream until I get this figured out and, because I feel like we can get,
It's so entertaining.
yeah, I know. It's got to be very irritating. Well, I know it's irritating because I was doing it.
No, not irritating. I said entertaining. It's riveting.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's got to be riveting because there's 50 people hanging out. Hybrid stream for a hybrid person. I am kind of a hybrid person. It's kind of what being transgender is all about. I work 12 hours today, dead ass. That sucks. I hope you're able to relax now, Netherland. I wish goodwill upon you, even if you do not wish it upon me. Viewer connect. Let's see here. Okay, cool. I think that's all the permissions this needs to have. Yeah, that's all the permissions this needs to have.
Alright, they're gone.
Hell yeah! So now I can start doing the somewhat tougher work of going through and making sure, which that's what well, I guess it's not tougher work, it's just different. But right now I'm going through seeing which roles have which permissions, and making sure that all of the aesthetic roles really are just aesthetic roles, and making sure any of the managing moderator roles are not held by anyone that shouldn't have them. Girl, just let me do it.
Manage channel, manage roles.
Oh, Taylor, are you part of the stream or part of the server? Let's see here. Security overview moderator. Okay. There's that. Okay. Now I'm just going to double check roles one more time and make absolutely sure.
Was there supposed to be more than the he/him tag?
Yes, there was supposed to be, yeah, all the pronoun tags.
I don't see him. I only see he/him.
Yeah, I need to make those. That's a good point.
Well, I could do it.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind doing it.
How many different ones are there? He/him, she, her, they, or I don't know what it is. Too many.
So I would just do, I just made a she, her. I would do they, them, and other, maybe.
Other?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could also do like Z, them, or something else, but it's hard to tell what neo-pronoun is exactly in fashion with the community at any given moment, you know? So I would rather just put other so that people can define themselves if they'd like to.
Right. We gotta add the attack helicopter tag too.
No. Lord, no. Bad, Matt.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. JLS speaks 420. How's it going tonight? It's going tonight. It's going great. We are working through making my Discord server functional again, and it's going great so far.
Let's see here. Amen. What color
Uh, do we have like a beige or something?
Beige. I mean, yeah, I can think of beige. Beige is like, is that like a pastel kind of
No,
brownish,
let me find
whitish?
out. Let me find out what color represents non-binary people. What color represents
Oh yeah, we should go by
NB
the pride flag.
people?
Yeah.
Yellow, white, purple, and black. So I would say yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would
Like
do.
sunflower yellow?
Yeah,
Okay. There we
like
go.
goldenrod, sunflower-esque. So yeah, I think all these
Yeah.
aesthetic permissions are just aesthetic permissions. The real question is, did the
I can just
roles...
copy mentions from he, him onto they, them.
Oh, here, yeah.
You just have it off for everything. It's literally just an expression.
There used to be more roles than that too, and you can see them in the like get roles screen, but I have no idea how the fuck to correlate the old roles with the, you know, code and everything that Carlbot spat out. So I guess I'm just gonna have to learn how to use Carlbot and if I can figure that out.
What color is other?
Do like gray.
Gray. Let's
Yeah.
get like a bluish gray.
Yeah, that's good. Bluish gray is good.
I wish we could have like literal like rainbows and stuff, or just more than one solid color would be nice.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think that if you boost the server a certain amount, I think you get certain like aesthetic things you can do for certain roles, names, and shit. I'm not sure.
She, her.
Sorry.
I think the train wants to roll too.
Yes, I think it does. So we got she, her, he, him, they, them, other, and what else?
Zer or whatever you said?
Nah, I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll do other because that allows people to specify themselves if they do have a neopronoun.
What do people who do not who don't specify as male or female?
Do what?
What are the people that they don't like? They don't specify themselves as male or female.
Well, yeah, they would do like they, them, or other.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought they had something specifically.
I mean, like maybe, but I don't know. Like if there's community demand for it, we'll add it. But I feel like what we've got as far as pronoun roles for now are good.
Yeah.
The real question is how to I want people to be able to assign their own damn fucking pronoun roles, but I don't know how to use Carlbot.
Let's see. Is there a channel for bot commands?
No, but there really should be.
We could probably make one.
I'm gonna do help in the mod thing. Help! Help! I don't know how to use pronouns and I won't use them. You literally use them twice in that sentence. I is a pronoun. Come on now, Carlbot. Hurry up. I did help and it did nothing. Maybe it's not able to speak in it. I'll just do help in general. I feel like fucking Brett Keane. God damn it. Well, I can't figure out how to use this damn Discord bot, so I guess I'll use the help command.
Discord situation.
It's a Discord situation.
You would probably ask his AI lady for help.
Yeah. It is hard to watch the struggle. Well, Taylor, are you not added to the thing? Are you not? I want to, yes, help. I need that badly. Oh my god, Taylor, I need help so badly. Why is my fucking phone being so damn slow? Dude.
I think you need to vent your struggles in the channel right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's gonna be okay.
It's not gonna be okay. I'm gonna die.
It's never gonna be okay again.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be okay again. Okay. Alright, Taylor, I made you a mod and everything else. I made you a managing fucker on the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna send Taylor a voice message in the Discord. Okay, so, where to start? Okay, so me and Matt created some pronoun roles, but the problem is that the Carlbot message that did the thing no longer works because obviously the fucking raiders deleted the old roles and we had to recreate new ones. So I need to make it so that people can like press a little button to give themselves pronoun roles. Hopefully, and I need to make sure that the Discord is ready for me to start inviting people to it, but can't be used, like can't be easily rated. And I think that I've got everything set up right. I did it! I sent the voice message. I did it! Yay! But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to start. I feel retarded. This is proof that, like, no matter how people might say that I'm, like, Gen Z or whatever, millennial, doesn't matter, dude. I get it. Like, I'm good with tech up to a certain point. I can repair my own computer and shit, and I can do a lot of that kind of stuff. But when it comes to this newer, Zoomer, Gen Alpha, fucking Discord bullshit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Whatever happened to TeamSpeak? Whatever happened to TeamSpeak, Matt?
Oh yeah, or Ventrilo.
Yeah, dude. Dude, am I Barack Obama? Why do these flies keep fucking landing on me?
Oh, that's racist, Stevie.
How is it fucking racist? What are you saying? What? Hold on, Matt. I think you might be the fucking racist one. What are you saying? Black people have a proclivity for flies to land on them? I was joking about the Alex Jones bit.
The joke in the first place is because he was black and they were racist.
Well, no, well, yeah, of course, but like, you know, the reason why they were saying flies was attracted to him was not implicitly because he was black. It was because he's Satan or whatever. They never really did clarify.
Specifically said because he was black. They're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were saying he smelled like shit or something.
Yeah, they said he smelled like sulfur. Some people said he smelled like shit. It's kind of funny because if you think about it, that's kind of an accusation that has followed every president since Obama. You notice that? But it's actually probably not true of Obama, but has definitely been true of the last two.
Well, the last time I checked, you know, Washington was built on a giant farmland, so.
Oh, it was, yeah. Farmland and swampland.
I would say kill all flies, but we probably need them for something.
Yeah, that's the thing. We need flies, but honestly, like, here's the thing. The housefly, there's an argument that, like, there's an argument to be made. Because, like, there are other flies that eat and digest the same shit that houseflies do without smelling as bad and while producing a much, much better casting.
Think of this, Phoebe. If there was no housefly, there would be no house spider. And if there was no house spider, there would be no house lizard.
What do you mean?
I mean, there would be no reason for any bugs to come in to catch other bugs. If there were no flies, what would be the point of a spider being like, hey, I'll just make a web here? I don't know, did I just break your brain?
What? No, I was reading. I was reading the Carl bot message in the server. I'm just like kind of like sitting here like kind of stoned watching Taylor work behind the scenes on making the Discord functional again. Oh fuck. What'd you say?
The turtle distracted you.
Yeah.
Is it asking you just add on a roll? I'm pretty sure. Here, let me just Google it. Google will tell me.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Discord is or how it works. I just know that it's a lot cheaper to have people come to a fucking Discord and use that to call in than it is to rent a call-in studio number. And I know that it's like it's also just a lot easier to use on different platforms. Use it on the phone. I already know how to use the basic functions. The basic stuff.
There's a video for it, but I would need to learn how to do it. Does Taylor know how to do it already?
I don't know. She seems to because she's getting like messages from the bot, and I typed help, and the bot didn't do shit for me. So I don't know. Maybe she's having a fucking go of it. I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me?
Well, what I'm saying is I will be able to do it. I just need to take the time to learn how.
Oh, okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
Righteous. Hoobity doop doop boop boop. Hoobity doop boop 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 boop. Hoobity doop boop 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 boop. Hoobity boop 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 boop. Hoobity boop 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 boop. Hoobity boop 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 boop.
Come back to Earth.
Why? Why?
Because you can't stay up forever.
Yeah, I
You
can.
have to come down.
I live wherever I want.
Would that song "We All Float On, All Right" is not true.
It is, actually. That's good advice for life. I ran my car into a cop car the other day. He just drove off, and sometimes that's the case. And I ran my mouth off a bit too much the other day. But you know what? You just laughed it off, and it was all okay. And we all float on all right. Best fucking song ever written.
Yeah, wasn't that that happens sometimes, but sometimes it definitely don't happen that way. It says, yeah, I'll take you in, and sometimes somebody smacks you back.
You know, even then, you know, a fake Jamaican took every last dime that I had. But it was worth it just to learn some sleight of hand.
You're gonna make me want jerk chicken. Don't say Jamaican.
You know, we both got fired on exactly the same day. Well, that's alright. We'll float on and it'll be all okay.
Do you know how to play that song? I love this song.
Let's see here. I ran my mouth off a bit too much, what can I say? Yeah, no, I think I can. I would have to figure out what key to play it in, but yeah.
That key sounds good to me.
I'd have to look up the lyrics to make sure I get them in the right order too. Let me see here. Oh yeah. I backed my car into a cop car the other day. Well, he just drove off, sometime life's okay. I ran my mouth off a bit too much, what did I say? Well, you just laughed it off and it was all okay. We'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on anyway, well. Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's go.
Woo! Yeah, no, I don't want to give these people a bunch of fucking free music when I haven't even turned on members only mode. But yeah, no. That is one of those songs, like, once I got over my pretentious bullshit about not learning pop songs, that was one of the first songs I ended up learning. Like I said, after I got over my pretentious bullshit about not learning pop songs. I still refuse to learn Freebird or the other one that people will always request out of acoustic guitarists.
What is that, what's that Jesus song called?
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah, right? Really like those. I'm not religious, but I really like some religious music.
Well, I there's a few religious songs that I like. The two that come to mind are The Master's Call by Marty Robbins and When the Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah, When the Man Comes Around is a banger.
Yeah, it's a huge, yeah, it's a definite banger. Honestly, even though The Master's Call is a conversion story, it's a beautiful song too. You know who Marty Robbins is, right? The guy behind Big Iron?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got this song about a cowboy finding Jesus.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I want to sing the chat a few lines of it. When I was but a young man, I was wild and full of fire, a youth within my teens, but full of challenge and desire. I ran away from home and left my mother and my dad. I know it grieved them so to think their only boy was bad. I fell in with an outlaw band, their names were known quite well. How many times we robbed and plundered, I could never tell. This kind of sinful living leads only to a fall. I learned that much and more the night I heard my master call. One night we rustled cattle, 1,000 head or so, and started them out on the trail that leads to Mexico. But a norther started blowing, and lightning flashed about. I thought someone was calling me, I thought I heard a shout. Then at that moment, lightning struck not 20 yards from me, and left there was a giant cross where once there was a tree. And this time I knew I heard a voice so sweet and strange, a voice that came from everywhere, a voice that called my name. No shit. Oh, did I? No, I didn't hang out. Okay, never mind. I thought I hung up for a second, but I didn't.
No, you're good. The song is Spirit in the Sky. I love that song.
Spirit in the Sky. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kitty, I want to smoke, so you can't be right next to me.
One of my favorite Johnny Cash songs, I think it's a cover, but it's Long Black Veil. I love that song.
Oh, yeah. Nobody knows and nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. Is that the right song?
Yep. That's correct. It's such a sad song, too.
It is, too. Yeah, it's a really sad song. So basically, for anybody who doesn't know, I had to read the lyrics to remind myself of, like, because I remembered why it was sad, but not exactly why. It's a song about a dude that gets hanged because, in his mind, like, he's basically put in this unfortunate situation where somebody gets killed in the face of a bunch of eyewitnesses, but they incorrectly identify someone else as the killer. However, the person they identify has cheated with their best friend's wife, or has helped their best friend's wife cheat. You get what I mean. And the alternative to, it's basically like, he views it like it's a better alternative to get hanged than to shame. Right, exactly. It's honestly, it's sad, but it's also kind of sad because, like, it's even sadder when you realize, like, how much social mores have changed and how deeply, deeply needless a death like that would have been. But how, the fact that a song exists like that means that there's probably some stories that inspired it, and it's not that unlikely a story either. I mean, it's not that unlikely a story. Especially in that era.
He probably thought he deserved it. He probably thought, what am I doing, my best friend? And I betray him in this fashion. And then also, I love her so much, I can't do that to her, so I'll just die. It's both.
And it's also easier for me to consider and to think about it in the framework of, like, most people were Christians back then, or at least a ton of people were. And a lot of Christians believe in a weird, like, Christian idea of karma, even though they won't identify it as such, where they basically think that, or at least many Christians will rationalize some of the things that happen to them in their life, sometimes even their upcoming death, with their own sins or the sins of some other person or whatever. It's like kind of built into the Christian mindset, right? So someone in that situation might look at that as God's punishment for them helping someone commit the sin of adultery.
Coveting my neighbor's wife.
Exactly. 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 It's interesting. Oh, thank you, Nambot, for the $20. I appreciate that a ton. Cat's eye, yes. What's going on? Oh, thank you, Nambot, for the $20, and I have a feeling you have also gifted some memberships. Thank you for the gifting memberships. I appreciate that a ton. Hell yeah. Nambot's so dope. But yeah, that's so fucking cool. I love Nambot. We all love Nambot. But no, yeah, no. So it's always been kind of strange to me how Christians will rationalize things that happen in the world or things that happen to them or whatever with this weird kind of karmic belief in divine intervention, but only through natural routes.
Right. It's strange. Would they say the same thing if that person got hit by a piano or something?
Right. Would they say the same thing if that person got well, yeah, no, they would. That's the thing. That it's crazy how far this goes, Matt, because if you think about it, snake handling preachers. You know what the line is on a snake handling preacher, right?
What you doing playing with snakes?
No, no, no. I mean like so like here's the line of thought that goes along with snake handling churches, okay? For Matt and the chat. So the line of thought is this, right? If you are able to handle the snake and get away with it without being bit, then you are holy. And you are doing the Lord's work, and the Lord favors you. And the moment that snake bites your ass and you die, or you don't survive a bite, because some of these motherfuckers will get saved by the wonders of modern medicine. Some of them just luck their way through the bites, because not every snake has the same amount of venom. Sometimes they will engage in devenomization processes to kind of make the snake. It's basically like cheating the Lord's will if you think about it, but whatever. Of course, they're not going to hold themselves to their own holy role and standards, but the idea is once they eventually die from the snake bite, that means that either, like if there is a sin that preacher has committed recently and the church knows about it, then that sin is blamed for their death. They fell out of favor with the Lord and they were taken out as a show of divine justice. Or if it's just a really old preacher and there's no nearby recent sins that they can or want to attribute to him, they say that it was simply his time to go, and the snake biting them and not surviving it at the end of their life was simply the Lord's way of choosing to make that happen in a way that was honorable and active and quick and painless. Never mind the fact that many people go through a lot of pain when they die of a snake bite. But that's the justification. So these people will go to absurd lengths.
That doesn't make sense to me because for two reasons. One, I thought the serpent is represents.
Do what? You cut out.
They have that in the church. So I thought the serpent or snake represents the devil, right? So it is unholy. So to be using snakes, I thought that would be is something that's unholy. They shouldn't be doing that. Secondly, aren't they kind of accepting that the devil has a role rather than something that should be looked down on, has a role in this that is taking evil people to hell?
In Pentecostal snake handling imagery and symbology, the snakes are not seen as an avatar of Satan, and in a lot of Christian denominations, I can speak for.
How do they get around the whole Garden of Eden.
Well, I was about to explain that. Yeah, that's...
The fact that the serpent is what corrupted them.
Right, that's what I was about to explain. There are ecumenical justifications that they will find throughout the Bible to bring up the point that Satan has a lot of guises in which he can appear, and often when he intercedes in the affairs of mortals, just like God is said to, just as a burning bush might be a symbol of God, but might also be used for a million other things, or might not be a symbol at all, just seen as one of God's many forms, right? The snake in Genesis is seen in Christian denominations that hold conflicting, or you might say deuterocanonical views, maybe, on the symbology and symbolism surrounding snakes. They will argue that the snake in the Garden of Eden was just one of Satan's many forms, and that the curse that made snakes what they are is a symbol of Satan's transgression, but not necessarily a symbol that all snakes are therefore satanic. That being said, snakes were treated with exactly the attitude that you're assuming Christians would treat snakes with, given that story, right up until the advent of American Pentecostal snake handling churches. This is a modern creation. Old-timey Christians weren't handling snakes.
These are just crazy fucks. That's what they are.
They're crazy fucks, exactly. Nanbot sent another $5. Thank you. Jesus forgives the fake Christians for judging others and feigning love. Indeed, Jesus forgives all, at least according to the Holy Book, which I don't personally place any stock in, but I leave my members and viewers free to make their own decisions and assumptions about that kind of thing. But we appreciate the $5, Nanbot.
Thank you, Nanbot. What I don't understand is, why would God give humanity the drive to seek knowledge if knowledge was the ultimate sin, which is what he commanded them not to do? Which is, don't eat this fruit, this will give you knowledge, don't eat this.
Well, that's one. Well, that's why I make the argument that shit. Sorry. One of the most fundamental contradictions of the Bible happens in Genesis. Literally, before you even get that far into the book, you are already landing upon one of the biggest contradictions in the fucking thing, which is the idea that God is all-knowing, all-loving, and all-powerful, and created everything, and knows exactly what's going to happen, and yet created not just the possibility. It's I don't even know how to say it because it sounds self-contradictory to say, and it is. And so my brain just revolts against it.
Right. He basically gave them free will knowing that they would do it in the first place.
Right, so it wasn't really free will in the first fucking place. He knew them, he created them knowing exactly what they would do. This is affirmed in many places later on in the Bible. So, given that God knew exactly what was going to happen, that he is omnipotent as demonstrated by the ability to, I don't know, create a planet with life on it, and apparently create the physical rules by which that life and the surrounding universe will operate, would imply a pretty high degree of potence to me, perhaps even omnipotence, or otherwise known as omnipotence, right? So, if we assume God is all-knowing and omnipotent, and we assume that he's all-loving and benevolent, which other parts of the Bible also make that claim, then how the fuck can it be that he created Adam and Eve knowing that they would sin? How is that not a deep contradiction? It is, obviously. One of two things has to be false. Or both of them.
I mean, if you look at it, religious people say it all the time. It's basically admitting this. They said it's God's plan. So he planned it, you already knew, right?
Yeah, and that reduces down. The problem ultimately with all theological conversations with Christians and theological debates with Christians is that this shit breaks down. You can say, okay, well, it was God's plan and everything for things to go to a certain direction and down a certain path so that the stage would be set for the moral battle of the modern day, or whatever they want to say. But how the fuck would you determine at what point God took his hands off the wheels and decided to let human beings make their own moral decisions and went from an individual creator deity with sentience that knows everything to an individual creator with sentience that knows every possibility, but does not, in fact, know everything, because either the creator of the universe that we are calling God in this instance, that I don't believe exists, has the ability to know everything and therefore knows exactly how everything is going to go there, and therefore there is no possibility for free will, or there's a possibility for free will, and if this God were to exist, they would have to, by definition, not be all-knowing. And no Christian can get over this fundamental contradiction.
Also, the people who in chat who are like transphobic and stuff, is like, God made trans people.
If God exists, yep.
Actually, not only that, God made people in his image, so God is trans, right?
That's what the reading would suggest.
So, I mean, come on now.
Someone said, TraumaCon TV said it's called free will. He wanted us to have it, and this is what we got. No, that's not possible. Okay, if that's true, then God does not know everything. God cannot know everything, because if we have free will, that means we can do what we want, more or less. And if that's true, then we can go against God's plan, which implies that God does not indeed have a plan. That he might have a general vague desire, but nothing you could elucidate into a plan. If God has a plan, he's got a plan in the same way. God has a plan for your life and the universe in the same way that Donald Trump has a plan for healthcare. I've got the makings of a plan. I've got the outline of a plan. Do you remember what it was he said?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Somebody asked him, what are you going to do about Obamacare? You've been talking about it for 10 years. And he was like, I have a framework of a plan. He did a Bushism, basically. You're pretty, thank you. There's a plan for you. It's called a diet. Oh, you're so funny. Guess what? I don't give a fuck that you hate that I'm fat. Does arguing with idiots all day make you happy? No, but arguing with them for about 2 hours a day does.
Oh, Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe, my Phoebe.
Oh, Matt, my Matt.
So, when is that gaming stream?
When indeed.
You are like a Tetris, giving out little bits of information. Stream, game, stream. It doesn't happen.
No, I want to do it, but I want to make sure it's something I'm going to have fun with, be good at, and is going to make good content. And I'm pretty sure I've got that combination figured out. I think I'm going to be streaming I'll be doing GTA 5, War Thunder, and Ark, and I'm going to try those out and see what I like best. I don't know when I'm going to do that, though. I have been incredibly busy over the last week doing some upgrades on the computer, doing some final fucking upgrades on the bedroom. Most of that shit is done at this point. But there's also been stuff around the property that I've had to do that's kind of taken away time from other shit and house renovations. It's just like, it's been fucking insane this week, and so I haven't really had much of a time to stream normally, much less do gaming streams. But I do want to do some gaming streams. So, within the next week, you can expect some gaming streams.
Yeah, we need to get you back on the D-Gen time. This D-Gen time.
I can't. I have a kid. I have a life. I gotta,
I mean, do Do it anyway.
What am I supposed to do? Fucking, I don't know, like take a nap only when he naps, and then like, fucking like sleep for like 4 hours in between streams. Matt, I'm pretty sure that if you could have it your way, I would do like a 24-hour fucking live stream of like the major rooms in my house and this little office trailer here, and it'd just be able to like pop in whenever you want, you know?
Hey, I don't want to see your cows and your pigs. I've seen the cows and I've seen pigs.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, by the way, the pigs are looking a hell of a lot better because, like, we've moved everything into a combined pasture now, and we keep expanding it and making it bigger. And at this point, the pigs have so much space that they are no longer acting swinishly, just as Christopher Hitchens describes.
They're not rooting up all the bullshit, making.
Yeah, well, there's a few spots that they root, but they don't. Like, they've got them a few mud wallers, but only like 2 or 3. They've got them a couple of different spots that they like to root at for food, but it's not like they're rooting up the whole thing. There's big patches of undisturbed ground. There's lots of places that it seems like they haven't really touched much, and stuff is starting to actually grow back despite everything that's in it. So I feel like with this next expansion, we'll be able to keep everything we've got with a minimum of supplemented feed, which is awesome. Because it's pretty expensive to have the animals we've got right now, having them the way we've had to have them for the last couple of years.
Didn't you say you wanted to get out of the whole like farming business or
well,
or
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I want to slim down what exactly we do and refine what we do. I don't know, man. It sucks. I hate the heat down here. I really do. But, like, most of the time I can, grit my teeth and bear it. And the more comfortable my life gets and the better I get at what I do for a living now, basically, the streaming stuff, the more I think I'm able to accept it and just kind of look forward to an eventual reality where I can at least travel a little bit throughout the year and get that itch out. So, I don't know. I don't want to have a cow, I thought, I thought my family was going to sell the cow by now, and I think that's still the plan. But I ideally, it was, just my decision, and that's, like the will I've made clear. It'll be goats, poultry of varying types, and
what is that British meme? The wool, like, you won't believe it. This wool is fucking free.
oh, the sheeps? Are you talking about sheeps?
Yeah, no, it's like a British meme where he's just like, these eggs are free. Where'd they come from? Chickens.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It's like, what sucks, and I'll talk about it here because it's it's something I don't hear enough people talking about. Let me read the super chat first though. Nanbot with the $2. I think Arya might need sub mode. Alrighty, I will turn on subs only mode for you guys. Let me see here.
How did it come up to 185 viewers again?
Well, we started talking about God, and now we're talking about homesteading and shit, and I don't know. There's quite a bit for somebody that wants to and is enjoying the interaction. There's quite a bit for them to latch onto, I'd argue. But
The religious folk just want a couple acres to home raise their kids and indoctrinate them into their religion.
Exactly. And it's probably very strange for them to hear a leftist talking about this kind of thing, which is kind of one of the reasons why I want to start a homesteading focused channel with my family. Because it would give me an opportunity to talk about that kind of thing more, and it would give me incentive to make some like crossover videos. And it would also give me an opportunity to do content that is not explicitly politically focused in terms of electoral politics. We would still, because we, even though they're like, the political views in my little family here kind of vary a little bit, we all agree on some basic axioms, and there are ways you can advocate for positive change and better outcomes that don't necessarily read as political. And I feel like we could still do a lot of that work and a lot of that educational kind of content with that angle without necessarily, making people feel politically threatened or whatever. But while giving both leftists that are interested in a way to live through the collapse and right wingers who are interested in the same thing some actual practicable tips, tricks, and tactics to increase their own food sovereignty, to help their communities stay strong, stay together, and, get to know each other better and be more reliant on one another, you know?
Right. Well, what do we do when, like, inevitably, or say it did go bad, where, like, America's fallen, the corporations are fucked. But a lot of these GMO seeds come from a corporation.
Yeah.
And a lot of those GMO seeds can't be just replanted, right?
Do you know what a heritage seed is?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's, when it comes to anarchists, preppers, homesteaders, shit like that, people like me and my family, and some people on the right, and other people that are politically uninvolved, and all this other shit, that is a big push for people in our position, because you're right. If you buy a packet of seeds from your local Walmart or your local Dollar General, unless it specifically says that it's an heirloom variety, and sometimes even then, there's a good chance that you end up with a plant that is specifically designed to produce seeds that will not themselves produce a vegetable or a viable crop. And pretty much the only way to avoid that is by buying seeds from reputable, basically reputable sellers of heritage plants and seed varieties and stuff that are. You can look at their reviews. You can look at the people around them and their like community activism or whatever their public image, I guess you'd say. And there's kind of like a chain of verifiability there, I guess. But the ultimate test is buying some seeds from them, planting them out, and seeing if the seeds that those crops produce are fertile.
Right, but wouldn't that only work if you were a prepper to begin with? I mean, if you're already in the downfall, there's no like.
Well, that's why I think this activism is so important, though, right? Because in my opinion, the more people I can get aware of the fact that they can grow a tomato plant, a micro dwarf tomato plant in their windowsill if they live in an apartment that happens to have a window that faces the sun, like they can, that's something you can do. You're not going to get enough tomatoes to fucking live on, but you'll get enough tomatoes to not have to go to the grocery store for cherry tomatoes for your salads and stuff. You can even make some fucking stuff.
For one pot of spaghetti.
Right, but that's the thing. That's the thing. In a fucking emergency preparedness situation, you've not just got one little micro dwarf tomato plant. If something like that happens where you've got, number one, if something like that happens, my hope is to instill in enough people a community focused mindset to where people in big apartment buildings and complexes and stuff would, rather than turning on each other, band together, and they would take their little tomato plant their big tomato plant they've been growing on the patio, and their little micro dwarf tomato that the people on the upper stories have been growing on their balconies or whatever. They would take these things, they would take the seeds, they would grow more on community plots that they would develop in the land surrounding them, and with that, they might be able to, with a combination of whatever resources they've got left and are able to scavenge as things break down, and their collective effort towards, I hate to say preparing because it's what preppers use, but preparing for a rockier future, I think that people actually can stand a relatively, in fact, I think it's the only way that people stand an even halfway decent chance of surviving this. Rural people will survive it. Rural people will survive this in huge numbers because we are just not as exposed to a lot of the dangers that people who live in big city centers are going to be exposed to if they become targets in a military conflict or in total economic breakdown. And rural people
But
are. Sorry, go on.
I think not just like rural people, but a lot of people, they take, modern refrigeration and air conditioning for granted.
Oh,
So
yeah, for
there's gonna
sure.
be
No, I'm not saying people aren't going to die in the rural communities from other fucking things unrelated to their ability to fucking feed and clothe themselves and, boil water. There are going to be
not
temperature
just that,
related
the
deaths.
people in
There's
hot
going to be an
climates will be
adjustment.
forced to move. The people in hotter climates will be forced to move to cooler climates. That'll cause problems.
Well, it'll depend, right? So, there are people all over the globe that live in climates just as hot as the one I live in right now. And some of them do so
Sure.
without air conditioning.
But those places that are used to know how to make like an ice building underground and shit like that. They know that from generations of learning to do that. We don't. We're learning, I guess.
Well, in some places that's not even like in Vietnam they don't have big ice houses as far as I know, but I
They
would.
have these round buildings that they could store ice blocks in, and it would stay frozen for a set amount of time. They're made out of like sand, hardened sand, and it's like slightly underground. It's like a big round dome.
Well,
And they stick ice in there.
yeah, no, I get what you're talking about, but that requires a very specific climate to work. What you're talking about is, let me look it up. I forget what they're called. Arabic ice dome. Yeah, yuk chai. So a yuk chai is an ancient type of ice house, which also made ice. They're primarily found in the Dasht Lut and Dasht Kavir deserts, which climates range from cold to hot desert regions. So yeah, it had a domed shape on the ground, a subterranean storage space, shade walls, and icy pools, often used to store ice, but was sometimes used to store food as well as produce, as well as produce ice. So that's, I think, the thing you're talking about is yak chais, or yak chow. I mean, yak chows, and yak chows are, as far as I know, pretty much only possible in very specific regions that produce ice at a certain point of the year, or where ice is produced somewhere fairly close by where it can be brought near. And like you've got to have super dry conditions that aren't like transmitting that heat through water vapor to everything it touches and elevating the subterranean temperature. You've got to have like this desert climate where temperatures go way the fuck down at night and climb really high in the daytime. And you've also got to have a certain kind of like soil and shit to work with. So that's not even a thing that exists in a lot of the cultures I'm talking about. And one thing I wanted to bring up a second ago is that in parts of the Deep South right now, there are people that, yeah, you're talking about a yak chow. Exactly, the yak chow. But there are places in the Deep South right now that have a. I'll show everybody what we're talking about. There are places right now in the Deep South that have, like, just because of the sheer amount of poverty and the fact that, like, there are more people who technically own their own homes or rent from mom and pop landlords or whatever in the Deep South and therefore have, like, land or more space than the average person in most of the rest of the country. But it's fucked because, like, a lot of those people can't afford shit. Like, they might own their home and their land, but their home is like a broken down old shack. It's like a fucking camper that they bought 10 years ago that's got like 17 different tarps on it, keeping it alive. And that's not every house in the Deep South. I'm not trying to paint it like that. I'm just saying that there are presently, people in the Deep South already living without air conditioning and somehow managing, and it sucks and they live harder lives and sometimes they do die. But I think that people that are like that and maybe some people that wouldn't have thought that they were like that, but that actually turned out to be a lot more capable of living like that than they thought, would stay. And I think that that would start to kind of, like, I don't know, we would evolve, like, not evolve, but I feel like basically you would get this, maybe eventually it would become like a separate ethnic group, like the deep southern swamp rat or whatever. I don't know what we'd call them, but you know.
American nomads or something.
Well, I'm talking about the people who stay. I'm talking about the people who stay in the deep south and they live in this fucking hot ass, humid ass environment, and they have like a more natural tolerance to it, and I don't know.
I mean, if you thought slavery was bad in the post-apocalyptic, like, I don't think that slavery is going to be determined by, you know, race. It's going to be whoever they catch. You know what I mean?
I don't even know if that kind of thing will be.
You really?
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because in a lot of disaster situations, yeah, sometimes there's grifters every so often, but a lot of times, like, communities rally together at their strongest when they are hit by a big disaster.
See, this is a type of belief in humanity I do not possess.
But it's just reflective of the facts, Matt. It's just like how things go.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I feel like I'm just as equally to be correct as you are.
Well, maybe. But my justification is this. Having seen the last few years of absolute climate devastation, and, you know, I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 when Hurricane Katrina happened. I don't remember it that well, but I remember some of the after effects, and also the last, like, 5 years have had some pretty... some pretty severe storms. And I feel like that every time one of those has happened, pretty much what we've seen is the community in that area rallying together. Of course, there's going to be a lot of chaos. Of course, there's going to be a few advantageous people.
When I think about the downfall of the United States, I think of, like, people fighting for materials and resources, and then I also think of neighboring countries coming in and trying to take over. I just don't think it's going to be this. I mean, like you said, people are going to die, but I think it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be complete destruction, because also the people with guns are not going to want to give up what they have. You know, it's not. It's going to be. It's going to be pretty
But
bad.
once again, I feel like you're making the assumption that all these fights are going to happen. I feel like some fights are going. Obviously, fights are going to happen. But I think you're assuming a degree of, like, grinding.
Well, yeah, but you've seen all these preppers, you know, they're like, don't come onto my lawn or my property, I'm going to shoot you. There's lots of those people, and you know what I mean? Especially in the South, specifically in the South.
Can I tell you what I think is going to happen to those people in an actual collapse situation?
Go for it.
One of two things. Either they become a loot box for some intrepid soul that probably also becomes a loot box for some other intrepid soul that probably kills their own stupid ass damn self doing some stupid bullshit with whatever they find. And at that point, some eco-green, futuristic hippie commune like I'm fucking trying to make when I retire finds this stash, distributes it to the people upon the right training and everything, and then they use that to defend their beautiful little home. But I think the other possibility, and the far more likely possibility, is that these people do manage to fend off the initial waves of attacks, and maybe even manage to get enough fucking intelligence in their heads to understand that they need to make their fucking bug out spot as remote and separated from their actual house as possible. Like, maybe they'll get some wisdom, but here's the thing. They are going to take that stash and whatever equipment they've got and run to the nearest fucking commune as soon as their food supplies run out. Because those prepper types, a lot of them know, like, the basics of hunting. Maybe they can skin a deer and a rabbit but a lot of them do not know enough about foraging to survive on their own. Many of them are not growing big gardens full of heritage plants. Some of them don't even have a kitchen garden. Many of these people believe that they'll be able to survive the worst of it for the month or two that it's going on, and this is a completely religious belief. Nothing in history demonstrates that this is how things go. But they genuinely believe that there will be like 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that, of trepidation and horrible shit. And then they'll be able to come out of their bunkers having eaten all their rice and beans and being a little on the leaner side, but being no worse for wear otherwise. And it's a completely superstitious belief. What will actually happen is that they will run out of food supplies, emerge from their bunker, see that everything is still gone to shit, see that the American government has not been restored by some act of God or magic, and run to the nearest commune where they can volunteer their services as maybe someone who can help train people in the use of firearms. Many of these people are actually good with their guns in terms of just like the ability to use a gun, you know. So there's things that they could offer. There's obviously equipment that they could offer. And I think that that will happen in a lot of cases. That they will exhaust their supply of resources and begin immediately looking for the nearest community of people to ingratiate themselves within.
Maybe.
That was like the biggest doubting maybe I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, obviously, none of us really know what's going to happen, but I think of people as, yes, there'll be some really kind people, but I feel like those people would be the first to be taken advantage of.
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat what you just said? I once again got distracted by Taylor doing the fucking back end shit.
I said that there's some really kind people, but I can't help but feel that they'll be the first to be taken advantage of, and then it'll just be a might makes right situation.
I think that depends on how the collapse happens, what kind of mindset people have when it happens, and they who they perceive as the like people who caused the collapse, right? And I think that right now a lot of Americans, I mean, there is so much
I think everybody will be blaming everybody
no,
in that
no.
situation, because nobody's going to want to admit, oh yeah, it was our fault. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. It's not our fault. Like none of us chose to be born into this fucking situation. All of us have to do what we can to get by in this situation.
Right, but
and
we have so much division as it is. People are blaming leftists
right, but
blame the right wingers, or rich people are blaming the poor. Whichever one. There's always going to be somebody blaming somebody else for whatever outcome.
Right, and I get what you're saying, but I would just make the argument that right now there are way more people blaming billionaires than blaming anything else.
Well, it is their fault. So.
Well, exactly, and
but it's also the American people's fault for voting in these people and keeping them in power, and also just not doing anything about it. It's ultimately, I think, the people are the worst offenders in this because they have the power to stop it. They just don't.
No. The billionaires are the worst offenders. The American people are, for the most part, dumbasses that just kind of go along to get along.
Yeah, but is dumbassery really an excuse?
I think it depends on how obstinate you are, right? That's why we hate Maga so much, but forgive, for the most part, the dumbasses who just voted Trump because they thought he was going to be better on the economy or whatever, but have left him at this point, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why that distinction matters, is because I feel like we already kind of recognize a distinction between people who are either trying to help America be better, like you and me, or who are keeping their hands off the wheel, more or less, and just going about their lives. Right? I feel like those two are the people who are at least innocuous morally. And then you've got the people who I think are the obvious moral enemies of not just the American people broadly, but also just global citizenry, which are like the Maga movement and the hardcore acolytes that remain at this point. That's really like the people who are trying to pull the wheel in the opposite direction. You know, I really like that analogy. You've heard Paul bring this analogy up. In the past, I'm sure, of society being a cart, right? And there are three types of people, really, um, as far as like political activism and action goes. There are people who are riding within the cart, who really don't do that much either way politically, and who just kind of go along to get along. There are some people who are pulling the cart forward, and that would be progressives and leftists and people who are actually trying to come up with new ideas and remind America that it does have a soul somewhere buried deep within it and that we can do better things. And then there are some people, obstinate pieces of shit that they are, that have attached a rope to the back of the cart and are pulling with their collective effort to try and keep us in the same spot. You've heard that analogy before, right?
Right, right. I understand it.
Yeah, and how true do you think that is?
I think the people who are trying to go back to conservative ways, they're trying to conserve some like utopia they thought they had once and they want again, which I don't think they ever really truly have.
Right.
I think they want. I do think they want progression, but in a way they can control.
So you think they're not? It's not exactly that they're trying to keep the cart in one place. It's actually even. It's even worse if you take.
A different direction that we're trying to pull it.
Exactly, like if you take it. If you take the metaphor the direction a progressive or a leftist might, and of course me being a leftist, that's how I'm going to take it. They are actually more destructive than merely adding a counterweight to the pulling force of the people ahead of the cart. They are actively trying to like pull the cart off the path, off the track, onto their own shit. And actually, that might be a more apt metaphor is maybe to say that they're off to the side or something.
Right. They want to be more like, as a society, more Christian values, but I don't believe they want to go back to like, the stick and stone type bullshit. They just want to be able to control where that future is going, and also keep what they presume to be the morals of the Christian faith or whatever, and the nuclear family and all that bullshit. When things were good.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how you'd format that into a better metaphor, but I do agree that that's a good criticism of it. I still think it holds for the most part, but it's worth noting for sure, because really it is. It would be one thing if they were just trying to keep things the way they are, but you're right. They are actively. That's why we call them regressive. So what I would argue is that the metaphor actually holds if you assume that they're not just trying to slow the cart down or stop it, but rather trying to reverse its direction. And it works even better, and it actually builds up the metaphor even more with your critique if you assume that the cart not just represents like society, but also kind of like its political direction. But if its direction of travel, I should say, represents the political direction of the country.
It's even more so because capitalism, represented by the rich person, is sitting in the cart, and they don't care which direction they're going because they're going to be making money with either direction.
I would argue that they kind of do. They kind of do care, right? Because at the end of the progressive path, at the end of the leftist path...
I don't know, because think of it this way. A more progressive or a regressive also means that there's less certain items being purchased and things like that. Like, sex toys are going to go down.
Come on, Matt.
A bunch of shit like that. No, I'm serious. Just a bunch of random shit that you wouldn't really think of.
Well, yeah, but I think they...
With a progressive view. And there's no way that there's more regressive bullshit that's worth more value than our degenerate asses.
Well...
I think capital is more in line with a progressive view of things because there's more stuff to sell. There's a wider audience to sell to.
Not necessarily, because the great thing about being like a super filthy rich capitalist is that when capitalists get their ultimate wet dream, which in my opinion is actually fascism and full right-wing authoritarian control, when they get that, any of them can basically buy special favors with their deep connections to the overarching state, whatever despotic ruler or party of rulers is controlling the state at the time, can be appealed to for exceptions to whatever morality laws they might be implementing. They can, it's basically like, sometimes this will happen, you could argue maybe it happened in Franco's Spain, that like fascism only works for so long because eventually these people do want to expand their profitability, and they're like the definition of fascism and the reality of it intermixing state and capital interests means that eventually, like, all I'm saying is that eventually they get enough lobbying power to start making it a more progressive society until they decide that their fucking capital gains would be too good in another direction and allow it to become authoritarian again. That's why we have to fucking break this cycle and overthrow the rich.
I feel like the only books that would be in school is the Bible and everybody coops but Jesus.
Yeah, and ironically, yeah, that's the vision that the right-wing capitalist wants to instill in America. I mean, just look at what Peter Thiel talks about and what fucking Elon Musk talks about on his Twitter and shit like that. All you need to know to know how little these people value human lives and how much they want to see. Like, I unironically believe I've made this argument to Paul and he doesn't believe me. I've made this argument to tons of people and they don't believe me. Maybe you will. I unironically believe that the billionaire class is only interested in an enslaved populace or a non-existent one. They are not interested any longer in maintaining the project or the facade of democracy. They want a world of obedient servants and as few of them as needs be necessary.
Well, either way, if that time ever does come, which at some point I imagine it would in the future at some point, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane.
No, yeah, no, I agree.
Probably have fallen at that point.
Do what?
I do, like, there might be, like, like, a patriotic or, like, an American, I don't know what you call it, some type of thing with us Americans where we think we're the best. But I do believe if we fall, the rest of the world is not looking so great.
Yeah. That's valid.
Because that means that we've already taken everything, and we're running out at that point, you know.
Who the fuck is this that just joined the server like 4 minutes ago?
Who are they?
I don't know.
Are they in general?
I don't know.
What's their name?
Skooma Smokin' Swit.
Oh, I see him.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, it's KMO.
Oh. How'd you get in here? I didn't share the fucking link.
Can I add a nickname to you?
Arya shared the link? Oh. Neat. Alright. Oh, that's cool. I can terrorize you about Zomboid now? No! No, that's fine. That's cool. Holy shit, we've still got 102 people watching 2 hours in, and I've literally spent most of this stream bullshitting about Discord. That is insane to me. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
See if this works. Oh no! That's weird. Oh no, how do I change it? Should I change it? Default?
I want to figure out how to change my audio input on mobile Discord. Because that's got to be a thing I can do. That should be a thing I can do, right? Is that a thing I can do? I don't know if that's a thing I can do.
Do it.
Am I able to change where my voice comes from? No. That sucks.
I mean, we could both go into the voice channel instead of a private call.
Does that let me do it? I don't know. I don't know. Am I able to... Let's see here. Device has to be what now? Device has to be connected, obviously? Okay. Hold on. Oh, sweet. We're over here now. Oh, okay. Hey. Hey, KMO. I see you're taking your opportunity. Dude, what an opportunist you are.
Yeah, your voice matches that Discord name. I forget
It kinda
what it looks
does.
like on mobile, but if you go into your user settings, I think it's the experience tab, voice and video. If you go to the voice tab, you should see a microphone and speaker. You should be able to switch those whenever you have connected. What's up, dude?
Where is that at?
You know the little gear icon?
Where at?
It should be at... Actually, hold on, let me pull up my phone real quick, because I don't remember what mobile looks like on my PC. I need a virtual joint server. Maybe like DV's VR chat, we're all just sitting around passing to it in VR chat. Right. You open up like your profile preview, I think it's at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Top right, you can see the gear icon.
Yeah.
And then press that, scroll down to app settings, and then go to voice. I think that should show. Oh wait, no, for mobile, I think, let me join on mobile real quick, I'm trying to remember. So, when you're in mobile, when you have the little tab pulled up for the voice chat, you should notice on the little like bar that has the camera icon and stuff. If you swipe that up, it should bring up a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And then down there's both settings, but I don't know how to change the input. I know it's
Speaker output. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Let me see here. I mean, if I can't change it, it's fine. It's not really a big deal. I was just trying to figure it out.
slow. At the top of your screen, you should see a little speaker icon. If you press that, you can change it. It shows you external, or no, not external. It should just be this
Hold on. Oh no, I don't want to do that.
I just have no idea because I barely ever fuck with Discord on phone, but I usually just do it for PC.
No, that's fine. Okay, you know what? I give up. I'm just gonna put my Rode mic up and say, fuck it, because I tried my best. I literally, I tried my best. I tried to get it to work, and I couldn't get it to work, and it's fine. I know on PC Discord, the option is like super easy, and it's in the settings that I was just looking at, which makes me think that it might not be something that's available for Discord, or at least not Discord on Android, maybe. Maybe it would work if I switched to my iPhone.
I have an Android. It shows me like different audio inputs, and I press the white speaker at the top right, but I don't have anything connected to it, so I can't really test it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I ain't worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I assume I sound relatively okay to you guys. I assume you guys can at least understand me.
Yeah.
Baby, is this the cutest animal in existence, or do you think there's a more cuter?
Oh, what is that? What is that? Capybara?
No, that's a koala.
Oh. Capybara relative?
Q-U-O-K-K-A-S.
Sounds complicated. Capybara relative?
No, it's not a capybara relative.
I'm gonna show my chat.
It's like a rat family.
Oh, well, capybaras are in the rat family. So it is.
You know that's what I said. No, that's what I said. No, I said capybaras are in the rat family. I don't know. Let me check.
Okay, so anyway, here's this relative of a capybara that is in the rat family that Matt was just showing me.
They're in the macropods family, the same as kangaroos and shit.
So yeah, they're related to capybaras or something.
Babies to like using this bait for predators.
Oh, that's cute. They have little pouches just like kangaroos do. That's why they're in the same family.
So, yeah, as I was saying, they're related to capybaras, and they live, I think, in the Australian savannas. Ah, Matt, you're not taking my rage bait.
Well, how can I rage when I can see these cute little fucks?
Yeah, that's true. How are you gonna rage in the face of such a cute little monster? What the fuck did I do with my damn thing? Did you, kitty?
It's not fair. They're so cute.
Will taking the cat off the couch, bro.
Well, I want to smoke, but she wants to cuddle, so one of those things has to give, you know? Because I'm not going to be sitting here blowing fucking smoke around her and shit.
Relationship problems. Wants to smoke, the other one wants to cuddle.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke. You smoking yet?
Wow, it is very late. I'm going to switch over to members only mode on the stream. Because it's down to 47 people anyway. So, members only live chat.
Alright, it's all can keep you company. I'm gonna be watching, but I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get to know camo.
I was gonna say I'll stay in call because I don't really have anything else to do right now.
Alrighty. Well, have a good night, Matt.
I'll raise my shotgun up to you, camo.
I'm almost out of strawberry milk, dude. times.
Yeah, very desperate times indeed. So what part of the country are you from? Because you sound like very distinct.
I'm from Illinois.
Really?
I'm not, like, I wasn't born in Chicago. I spent a bit in Chicago.
Right on. Well, you've just got this, like,
I'm from the burbs.
maybe that's the accent I'm hearing. I don't know. It's something I would have... I would have associated it with, like, a West Coast kind of, like, I don't know, like, beach bum accent. I don't know how else to put it. That sounds so derogatory, but I mean it with love.
I'm definitely not the West Coast.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The more southern sides of Chicago, I wouldn't say south side, because that's, like, honestly less south in Chicago, I'm pretty sure. I could be stupid, I don't remember what Chicago's layout is.
Dude, my favorite thing about Illinois is that you guys have a city called Buckingham.
We have Sandwich, too.
Yeah,
That's
true.
like normal.
Oh, dude, I have been to Sandwich, Massachusetts. I have seen the Sandwich Police, and it is one of my fondest memories.
Yeah, I need image perms in this server. I have like a shit post for fucking Sandwich,
Oh,
Illinois.
yeah. I'll verify you real quick. You said you're KMO, so I'll give you the...
Is it on my phone?
Are you a member?
Yeah.
I thought so. No, that's fine. Gifted members get it too. If you've been a member, you get the role. So I just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Manage. Edit roles. Member. Viewer. There we go.
The president of Sandwich makes his State of the Union address.
The president of Sandwich, dude.
I fucking love, bro.
The presidential sandwich is what I want to hear about. You know, Donald Trump is said to apparently, like, absolutely love fast food.
I know everyone knows it, but the one fucking image of him, like, serving fries at McDonald's because he worked there for, like, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Suit, by the way.
Yeah. Which, I just have to imagine, like, if he actually did... Like, he stayed there for a couple hours, and if he did anything that got him going, and he seemed to be having a good time, so I guess it must not have affected him much, but I can't imagine he had much freedom of motion in that suit, and I also have to imagine that he was hot as balls in that motherfucker. You ever worked in a kitchen?
Yeah, I work, I'm a dishwasher at MX.
Oh, then you know exactly what I mean then.
Job. But also, I worked in McDonald's for like a full year, and I worked at the grill, so I'm sitting there over a flat top the whole fucking time. When it was summer, it was genuinely so hot that like every 5-6 hours, every like 2 to 4 hours, my nose would just start gushing blood everywhere. Like, I almost ruined probably like 2 or 3 of my work shirts with it, bro.
Yeah, that shit is fucking... dude, I was a dishwasher for like almost a year at a seafood restaurant, so I know your pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I sent the video in general chat if you want to show it on stream.
Let me see here. Navigating back over. Okay. Why can't I get this to work? Is it supposed to be all scrunched down?
Oh yeah, the quality is just that bad. That's the original video.
So the quality's meant to be this bad?
Probably like 10 to 15 frames in the whole video on deadass. This is how it is.
What in the motherfuck? And it's all scrunched down too. And who is this old man? Who is this fucking old coot?
Dude, when you, next time you do an open stream, anytime people start, like, spamming, like, the Christian shit in the chat, you gotta do it in, like, a Trump voice. You gotta, quite frankly, you need to find Jesus.
Quite frankly, you need to find Jesus. I can see if we've got any going right now. Well, no, it's members only mode, so yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to right this second. But yeah, no, that would be funny. I did a little bit of it earlier. I read like 2 or 3 comments with the Trump voice, but then I got distracted by Discord. I can't believe I spent 2 hours fucking around on Discord. But you know what? At the end of the day, I did have a good conversation about religion with Matt, and a good conversation about like homesteading and prepping and that kind of thing. So that was kind of cool. It was nice. I guess I can't complain. No regrets. No ragrats.
I'm not really, like, I like that channel because a lot of the things I'm not, like, completely agreeing with, but, like, you're one of the people that aren't, like, you know the kinds of people that just, like, shout shit, they just don't know what they're talking about. That's the reason I like the channel, because you're not one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to yell something, it's generally something I'm going to be pretty well informed about. And if I'm not well informed about it, I'm typically not going to yell, you know? And that's, not to suck my own girl dick or whatever, but I do think one of the things that kind of distinguishes me from some other people that do the same kind of content is my willingness to say 2 phrases. I don't know, and I'm not sure about that. Like, literally, just being open, like, being open to the possibility that you might be wrong or that you might not know exactly is fucking huge. And I feel like pretty much every honest person that I listen to or watch shares that tact. It's kind of something I look for, and if I don't see it in somebody, that's kind of like one of the red flags for somebody I might want to feud with or make content derailing or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, honestly, I'm probably, like, the opposite end of the political spectrum, but I really don't fucking care. You're cool.
I've got that inimitable charm, they say. No, yeah, no, I like to think that whether you're on the far right or on the far left, we still have interesting enough conversations here that are, sorry, accommodating of enough different viewpoints to where people feel like things are being discussed with an open mind, and they're getting conversations that they might not be able to get just in their everyday life, because like we are seeking out oppositional conversations. We are seeking out people who disagree with us. Us meaning, you know, me and the people who are kind of on my side, right? I think it makes for an interesting place to get like commentary and debate type content, specifically because, like, even though I'm super far to the left, we're still regularly having conversations with conservatives and apolitical people, and we're having conversations about other things too. So I like to think there's a lot of cross appeal. Glad other people notice as well.
So the one thing that I don't like about like a lot of debate content is because there's some channels that just take on everyone, and there's no like cutoff point, because there's so many people that are just like complete echo chamber that they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about half of the time, and it's just blatantly wrong shit, and they're just talking about stuff without any backing.
Do you have any like big prominent examples you want to bring up, or is it just like a general aspersion cast that all streamers that are not Phoebe?
Is like one good example kind of is like literally just the comment section. It's always just fucking like Trump is king. Like top, right?
Ah, holy shit.
How many fingers did he get from AI pack?
On
fingers? Yeah, sure.
the thing that gets me about my comment sections in particular is that a lot of the comments I will leave unresponded for months because I don't feel any particular urge to respond to a comment that's hateful right then. I might go ahead and approve it so that it can be seen and help the algorithm and everything, but that doesn't necessarily feel like, so what I will do is whenever I get like a positive comment or a comment that interests me, even if it's maybe negative or innocuous or whatever, I will answer that right then if I want to. But for a lot of comments, I will every 2 weeks just go through my comment section, responding to people that I haven't responded to, arguing back and forth with people, but I don't give them like the attention of my everyday life and my everyday time. I give them a little bit of time to stew with their thoughts, maybe consider what I've said, see if a seed gets planted, and despite that, I find so many people that are willing to keep up the hostility over the course of months. Now, every so often, somebody does come over and somebody's like, I started out as a troll, but now I genuinely watch your channel because I enjoy your content. But I feel like what has become, or what has been more common in my experience, is people who start hateful and stay hateful. But the weird thing to me is that they're sticking around at all. Like, if you genuinely hate my ass, fucking go watch somebody else. Like, I ain't got your ass chained to the radiator.
That's what I noticed, because, like, I'll tune into your stream maybe, like, 10, 20 minutes after it starts. There's already people, like, in the chat, like, dude, holy shit, get a life. Like, there's only your fucking 17 minutes after the stream started. You have to be subscribed, dude.
Literally. I know your ass did not just magically... Sometimes it'll be... The ones that get me are like within the first 2 or 3 minutes when I get a hate comment, because I'm like, motherfucker, I know you got a notification. Come on now. Be so for real.
It's so deadass. It's the craziest meat riding of all fucking time, dude.
Yeah, no, for real.
I'm a dedicated ass troll. Anyone who knows me and like how I fuck with people on anything, like games, fucking like Discord in general, anything at all, I'm a D1 fucking hater when I wanna do it, bro.
Yeah.
Still fucking 3 minutes after the stream starts is nuts.
Yeah. But they'll stay too. That's the thing that gets me, is the people that will waste more than... Like, they're not even wasting that. Like, okay, so they get there, they troll, they get banned, right? And then they make another account, and then they troll on that one and get banned. And they literally give me like an hour and a half of their time, and all my mods have to do is like fucking fat finger a couple buttons real quick. It's like, motherfucker, the fucking time equation heavily benefits me. I benefit from everything you're doing, and you benefit not one iota. So I don't even get what the concept of that is, other than to draw attention to oneself. But the fact that it's so ineffective makes me wonder why people still do it.
That's what I'm thinking, because they don't even respond to half of it. Like, they just say shit, and then the message gets deleted, and they sit there for probably 40 fucking minutes just spamming things, bro.
Getting timed out after timeout, and it never seems to occur to them that if they just changed their attitude or found a different stream, maybe they could find the echo chamber that they in fact are looking for, or they could find the stream that doesn't give a fuck what's said in their chat, or whatever. They could find whatever they're looking for, or they could get a better attitude and figure out whatever it was that they were doing that's fucking up. In a lot of cases, it's literally just rote spamming. They're not even saying anything useful or helpful or adding to the stream in any way. It's like, it's almost like somebody maliciously deploying a fucking spike strip on the highway, except the consequences are a lot less dire. Like, somebody maliciously deploys a spike strip on the highway, they'll cause a pile up on the highway. But it's the same kind of thing where you cause, like, if I were to respond to that kind of thing, or even if I don't, if they go unchecked and don't get banned after 2 or 3 messages, it becomes like a traffic jam in the chat, where the conversation gets confused, people lose their place, I have to scroll back up to see people's messages. Well, Not on Prism, but on the regular YouTube app I do. And it just sucks. And it's just malicious hater activity that doesn't even get you the benefit of being noticed.
You know the funny part too? I guarantee like a bunch of the viewers and the subscribers, they come from like the comments that the fucking engagement gives.
Oh,
I
yeah.
worded that completely wrong, but you get the point. Comments give engagement, and then that boosts it on the fucking algorithm. There's people commenting, don't give this person attention, and like that's exactly what you're fucking doing.
Yeah, not only that, but
Push them to fucking stream.
saying that phrase, what they don't even realize is that saying phrases like that often makes the content look more appealing to YouTube's algorithm, not less. So it's like, okay, sure, yeah, tell YouTube I'm controversial. Maybe they'll send more people my way. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is, do you know who Howard Stern is?
I've heard his name a couple times. Howard Stern, okay.
So he's an old satellite radio guy. Kind of like satellite radio comedian, radio host guy. And he's like kind of like one of the original shock jocks of radio. Kind of pioneered the type of content that I do, except, without the video aspect at first. And Howard Stern and his team did effectively like a little research into this at a certain point. And what they found is that haters of the show, people that were oppositional, watched twice and a half again as long as someone who likes the show. So haters are actually like a more reliable source of viewership and monetization than people who actually like your content are, because haters will become so obsessive that they become myopic. They will be inspired by their malice to do things they wouldn't normally do if they just liked you a little bit, like sharing your content and engaging with it with controversial comments and stuff, and giving you rave reviews and making you sound fucking dangerous and on the fucking bleeding edge, Literally, these people make me... I know. They make me sound like I am the most fucking insane streamer since Chud the Builder. And, like, look at me. I'm a fat trans girl from Mississippi sitting in front of a fucking shitty old Fender acoustic on a fucking scavenged bench from a Suburban. Fat as the moon, wearing a fucking horizontal striped pink shirt. What's there to be afraid of? What's there, like, what is there even all that edgy about me? Yeah, like, that's the thing. I am not a threat to these people, but the fact that they perceive me as one tells you a lot about the rigid lifestyle controls that people with the mindset that people like that have want to institute on other people. Now, some of them are just trolls, obviously, but some of them are trolling on a basis that actually reflects how they feel the world should work.
It's the one thing, because, like, as someone who loves trolling, I don't do it for, like, stupid-ass shit, to, like, just to hate on people. I do it because it's fun, but it's not in, like, a malicious way, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say, like, stupid shit. I'm just gonna, like, mess with you. It's not gonna be anything over the top. I like playing Roblox games, and, like, I play Heroes Battlegrounds. Anytime I'm, like, fighting someone and I know they're, like, crazy leagues below me, I'll just halfway the whole time, I'll just start standing still in the middle of the fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's good memories for me. Because I've done the same kind of thing in Ark Survival Evolved. I used to play that game religiously, and I'm going to get back into Ark Survival Ascended here soon. But I got to where I had one of the most prestigious bases on my cluster in Crystal Isles on that particular server. I had one of the most prestigious, like, non-tribe bases. In fact, I'm just going to say it. I had the best and coolest fucking non-tribe base. Everybody else that had a base that was cooler than mine had multiple people helping to make it work and keep it up. I had one person that helped me intermittently, and it was fucking dope. And I was able, with that person's help and some alliances I forged, to basically become that kind of player for my little region of the map, where I would fight somebody, fucking fake out fight them basically for 15 minutes, and then go to somewhere they couldn't get to me and be like, hey, stop fighting me. We can be allies. It's fine. And then they're like, wait, what? You're not gonna kill me? And I'm like, I mean, I could, but you're probably just gonna want to kill me then. Yeah, that is pretty fucking pristine trolling. Dude, honestly, it sucks, because if you're just really feeling hateful towards humanity on a particular day, you can pull that scheme and get, like, especially if you happen to be playing against a kid or something, you can get them to fucking come back again and again and again and again, thinking that now is going to be the time that you really want to ally with them. And if you ever do eventually be like, yeah, okay, fine, we're allies, they're never going to believe it. They'll always be looking for a knife in their back. Ark is fucking trash. Arya, what? Why? Anti-Ark people are lame. Do what?
I'm not a fan of Ark or Rust, honestly.
Okay, why?
Fucking commenters, I just don't like the fucking play style, all of it. Half the people just play like rats, and I hate getting offline, because, like, it's genuinely the most unemployed people that sit there, like, 18 hours a fucking day doing nothing but grinding, like, high quality and shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's why I had to join an ORP cluster, offline raid protection, because I was like, I have a fucking job. I have a life. I can't sit here and no life this game for fucking 18 hours a day. Dude, I will tell you, there was a time in my life where I had got this fucking really nice gaming PC, Rento, and this was years ago. I was living in a minivan for most of the year, but I would live with my mom in her apartment through the winter, so I wouldn't freeze to death. And I had gotten a job at a restaurant, and I was making enough to pay her for living there and have a little bit of spending money. So I was like, I'm going to get myself a gaming PC, because I already owned Ark. It just didn't work very well on game PCs I'd had before that. So got it. Finally, it worked really well. Had a few experiences that were nightmarish, and then I finally had someone teach me the arc of the game, if you will forgive the pun, and started genuinely having fun with it. But eventually, right, I got really, really into it, and I lost that job for reasons unrelated. Or actually, I think I quit, but I didn't quit with another job lined up. It became too stressful, and I was like, nah, I'm not cut out for this particular place. I can't do it. And I didn't have another job lined up, and I did not get one quick enough not to lose that. And then spring came around anyway, and I was like, well, all right. So I ended up losing that gaming PC, but before I did, in between the time before I lost that PC and when I quit my job, which was like 2 months, I no-lifed Ark like one of those people you were talking about, and that is when my base became the most prestigious it ever became, I'm not gonna lie. But it literally required a life that was pretty much dedicated to the playing of Ark. Literally, it was like dedicated to the playing of Ark. It was shameful. It was shameful. During that time, I would go busk for like 2 hours at, a city, near where I was living, and I would make enough money to buy a little bit of weed, sometimes make enough money to make another payment on my PC, but usually not. And so I just played out the string for 2 months. I would do 2 hours of busking or whatever, and then just fucking 16, 17 hours of my day would just, wake up at 3 p.m., busk until 5, get home, do some dishes and laundry and stuff and basic household chores, and then by 9, after eating dinner and everything else, I would be on the computer, and it was not uncommon for me to not get off and go to bed until 9:30 in the morning.
That's the kind of shit I was on when after I got out of school, I think for the first year almost. I worked for most of it, but like when I was unemployed and I couldn't find a job in between then, I think I would stay up for probably like 30-something hours just like absolutely wrecking people's shit in like whatever game I was playing. I would
Classic.
just stop different games, I would just start destroying people.
Classic no life behavior. We've all had a phase like that for sure.
Like, it's dead ass. Like, a lot of the games I play now, it's either like sandbox games, survival games, or PvP games.
Okay, so hold on.
I've hit the point, yeah.
You fucking like sandbox games, survival games, and PvP games, but you don't like the ultimate sandbox survival PvP game?
No, it's gotta be separate, because when you broaden it out that much, it just loses the appeal, you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
The ultimate sandbox survival PvP game for me is Minecraft, or well, I don't play Minecraft anymore, but Vintage Story.
Okay, Minecraft arguable.
Not worth it and you'll lose everything, you will die.
Well, I like the fact that in Ark there are stakes, and that's something a lot of survival games have, but I feel like Ark does it in a way that the only way Ark could make it better, and maybe Ark Survival Ascended has this, I don't know, I haven't played it yet, but I do have it downloaded though. But the only way they could make it better is if you could do a hostile takeover of someone else's shit somehow. You know, like if you could basically defeat them in battle in such a way as to, like, you know, like conquer their base. Like if you could, for example, invade their base and then keep them out of it for a certain amount of in-game days, you know, that would be like a cool mechanic to add even more stakes. But as it is right now, in Ark, if you get killed, whatever is on your body is able to be grabbed by anybody who gets up to that bag. Whether that be the person who killed you or one of their teammates or some random person, doesn't fucking matter. And that means you kind of have to be on your guard and really fucking careful in a way that you just don't have to be in most games. And you also have to do that while keeping in mind that there are other hostile players, other hostile animals and shit, non-PvP players basically, and fucking the survival element. So you're like getting hungrier all the time, so you've got to eat. You're running out of water slowly, so you've got to stay hydrated. I love this shit, and I love the interplay in it that Ark does. I think Minecraft does it pretty well too on survival-oriented servers. It's just blocky and weird, and the graphics are not my thing.
Yeah, I think so. One thing I don't like though, because like when I kill someone and take their shit, I don't want them to come back like 50 times and call like a fucking 12-man Zurich, because this is like bullshit. I don't like Tarkov, but I like shit like Tarkov, where you can just play like a rat, blow someone's skull open with a 12 gauge, take all their shit, and run off.
Well, you can do that in Ark. There are people who play that way in Ark. It just involves... It involves... like evolving the right tactics, basically. Like you can't play that way if you also want to be a person that has like a really prominent, well-defended, big base with lots of fucking equipment and stuff. You know, if you want to play like that, you kind of have to figure out ways that you can meet your needs without some of that equipment, and ways where you can build bases that are much easier to defend, but also much smaller and much more inconspicuous. And that's what players that want to play like that will do, because there's people that's genuinely how they want to do it. You know, like they start out, they get as good as they can, and then they figure out that part of the fucking gameplay loop is this PvP, steal other people's shit, use it to your own benefit, get stronger, etc., and cooperate with who you want to, kind of dynamic, and they decide, I'm gonna play like a rat, like you just said, and I'm just gonna fucking steal from Bobs until I get strong enough to steal from even more powerful Bobs, And eventually, I will get so good at stealing and crafting and grinding when I have to, but as little as I have to, that I'll be able to have genuine fun pulling off crazy shit, even with well-equipped people that belong to big tribes. Because if you play, because I've just met people that play that way, and if you do it the right way, there are definitely ways you can do it without having it result in you being unable to enjoy the game, because you're just being hunted all the time. But it does require specific tactics.
For me, it's the limited capacity and flexibility of being a dickhead. Because, like, if I want to ruin someone's day on Ark, I want to be able to, like, take their whole fucking base down somehow. Like, I'll spend, like, if I was able to, I'd just spend an hour getting bombs and just, like, fucking level the whole thing and then just run away. Don't take anything, just leave it all there, just no more base.
There are people that do that. There are, like, mechas in the game that, if you get, well, most of it requires, like, you know, cooperating with bigger tribes and stuff to even get access to it.
That's where you lose me.
Right, exactly. Exactly, that's the thing. It's definitely, I'm not trying to proselytize to you, and it's definitely not everybody's thing. But I think that's what appeals to me about it, is the fact that it's a somewhat limited environment in that it's not an endlessly generated, spontaneously generated or whatever world the way Minecraft is, or some of these games are. But it is kind of unlimited in the idea that you can basically play more or less however you want, as cooperatively or uncooperatively as you want, and it's just a matter of figuring out the right tactics. But they really do give you so many different possibilities and so many different things you can do and ways you can play. I don't know. It's not for everybody though, because it does ultimately, like, progression in the game does require cooperation on some levels.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to get off here soon.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
I hear your mic like really weird and then fucking cut off.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. It just cut off like during that one sentence.
Oh, I was just saying I need to get off here soon.
Alright.
But it was fun talking to you though. You've got a cool name, and it was fun chatting. Good gaming conversation for sure.
You too.
Yeah, hop back in sometime. I'm gonna hop off for now.
Oh yeah, I did add you on Steam, by the way. It's the same user as my Discord.
Oh, okay, I'll add you back.
Alright.
Alrighty, peace. Woo. Well, that was a fun conversation with KMO, and unfortunately it's getting a bit late, guys. Vintage story, okie dokie. Gotcha. Read it gay. What? What do I have to read? What am I doing? I have spent 13 years on that game. I'm so good at the craft. It is not long-term / survival like Ark Survival. Queues are Ark Raiders. Queues are roughly locked to what now? Locked to group size 1 to 3 players, but solos play with solos, etc. Ark Raiders? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't play Minecraft with my nephews. It's literally just a PvP game to kids. Yeah. Literally just a PvP game. Because the way kids figure it, if I want to build something, I'll just go into creative mode. Little jackasses. That's why I do at some point want to do a community Minecraft server for members, if I can figure out how to make that work. But it's going to have to be, like, rules are going to be established. So based? What? What's based? I spend so much time in Minecraft committing arson, almost every burning shit or blowing shit up. Yeah, I would allow that, but I just wouldn't allow, like, I don't know. I would want it to be a place where you can build, but also a place where there are stakes. I would be so on board for that, Phoebe. I'll even pay for the server subscription if we do Bedrock. Right on, right on. Well, I do miss playing Minecraft, so I guess I'm gonna need to buy it again. Probably gonna have to wait till the next time I get paid, though. I remember griefing the fuck out of people back in the 360 days. Nice. Bedrock icky. I say this is a long-time console player. Why is Bedrock icky? I don't know nothing about Minecraft, really. I haven't played it since I had a bootleg copy when I was in high school. And I graduated high school in 2016, so do the math on that. Holy shit, I'm old. I'm not old, but I'm like getting precipitously close to middle age. Damn, I really am. I'll be 28 in a month and a half. 2 months, really. You're older than you once were, and that's the true curse. Yep. You're younger now than you'll ever be, and you're older now than you once were. LCE was way better. They should have modernized LCE. LCE? Zam, Phoebe, you're ant status now? Oh no, ant status. Yeah, I'm getting there. I hope my niece sees me as her aunt. I think she does. She's really cool. She's a gamer and she's autistic, and she definitely has the personality of an autistic gamer girl, but like more introverted and kind of like tomboyish, I guess. I don't know how to put it. She's really cool though. And if she ever wants to start doing content of her own, I'll help her out. Hell, she'd probably be better at it than I would, because she's been around the technology longer. Legacy Console Edition, like the Xbox 360 Edition. What now? LCE is pre-Bedrock Minecraft before it became Microsoftified. Well, what is Microsoftified about Minecraft modern day ultra luxury addiction? Micro slop, yep. Kitty, I love you, but I once again want to take a hit of the bowl. Meow. That you moved me when I didn't want to move sound. There's microtransactions in Bedrock that you need to buy for mods on Bedrock. For like server mods or what? Server mods, personal mods, or what? The dedicated servers and microtransactions, just mods in general. What? What? Yeah, that's stupid. So what do I get? What do I do? What do I get? What do I do? What do I get? Man, you guys are really fucking thrilled for the very idea that this channel is going to have a Minecraft server. But I will tell you guys about something I was researching earlier and something I was thinking about and something I was talking to Matt about too. I am going to start doing more hybrid streams where I'm like, maybe I start off reading a news article, maybe we do some arguments back and forth with the chat at first, do some article reading, I don't know, and then we transition into gaming, or where we just do gaming throughout, and I take some like politically tinged call-ins. Microsoft does sell Realm servers on Java. Okay, that's honestly the reason I suggested better reverse that, and the fact that console players could join debate commercial every hour or so. Debate commercial every hour or so. Well, what I would want to do, honestly, is what I was thinking about is doing. I really do want to try to do like a hybrid of it, where at first I'm covering some articles and arguing with the chat about it, and doing some video essay or clip content, and then we transition to gaming and we continue talking politics or religion or philosophy or whatever else from the chat while I play a game, and I'm also kind of talking about the game as I play it as well. Because it seems like this is a growing niche of creator, and I kind of want to be on the edge of it because I genuinely enjoy playing games on my stream. And I want to be making more content anyway. So you guys can expect more gaming streams. And since the Discord is this close to getting set up proper, you can expect those to be joined by some call-ins as well. Sorry, I'm just sitting here thinking, ooh, how would I do that? What would be the best way to do that? How? How should I do that? Whomst should I do that? Whomst shall I do that? And I actually think I know how I would do that. I would have the game on the TV and have StreamYard set to capture the monitor or whatever it is, and have it use system audio. And then I would keep Discord and the chat open in the other screen, and use that to keep an eye on things, bring people on if they wanted to have a call-in. That's exactly how I would do it. There we go. A lot of those suck ass too. They're in servers. It would make it impossible for console players to join, but Vintage Story is also really good. You can host servers yourself through UPnP if UPnP has a good dedicated service there also. Oh, right on. I just wouldn't want to host and play on the same machine. Yeah, no, for sure. I wouldn't want to do that. There's mods for Java and Bedrock cross-platform. Right on. Basically just Minecraft, but more realistic. Pretty good, honestly. I'll check it out. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you guys later. Peace the fuck out. Thank you guys so much. Bye.